Good evening, I'm Stephen Curtis. Thanks very much indeed for watching The Full View this Thursday evening.
I'm Tipiso Bagwetla. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, coming up on The Full View, the Southern Public Protector joins us from our Pretoria studio shortly. Later, we look at the lineup at this year's SA Film Festival.
One of those films tackles the issue of conditions in the mining sector. It's also the focus of our weekly feature On the Record in an hour's time. It brings us to our question of the day. And the question, of course, is what is the solution to illegal mining in South Africa?
These are just some of your comments.
Hi, I Abongile Baleso from Port Elizabeth. I think the issue of illegal miners need a serious attention on the Mining Health and Safety Act, of which where the mine is no longer in use must be barricaded properly and permanently so that there could be no one who's going to enter there. They mustn't just leave the mines with open holes and excavations. Thanks a lot.
So send us your voice notes or video clips on +27 66 479 8056.
You can view any of our interviews and features. Go to sabcnews.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. But first, let's look at your headlines this Thursday evening.
Former Finance Minister Trevor Manuel tells the Commission of Inquiry into state capture that Figi Lembalula heard from the Gupta family that he would be appointed Sports and Recreation Minister.
The Public Protector Advocate Busisiwe Mrwebi names and shames ministers and other state organs for not implementing her recommendations.
Up ahead, Robert McBride files an urgent interdict to have his contract extended. That's after Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Police decided his contract should not be renewed.
And a 17-year-old learner who stabbed and killed his teacher will now spend the next 10 years of his life behind bars.
The Mokgoro Enquiry investigating the fitness to hold office of senior NPA advocates Nomgcobo, Jiba and Lawrence Mrwebi has concluded its hearings.
Advocate Jiba's legal team argued today the allegations against the embattled NPA deputy head are conspiracy theories with no factual basis. SABC News caught up with her this afternoon.
I am joined by Advocate Jiba herself, who does not often talk to the media. I'm hoping to just get a quick soundbite from her. I thank you very much, Advocate, for agreeing to do this. And I guess one question that we agreed I would ask you here is that just how are you feeling after this long journey, weeks of testimonies on a personal level? Are you hopeful?
You're quite right, Sipo, that it's been a long journey. It's been a very hectic journey. It's been a painful journey, as I said in my opening remarks. But I'm really happy that it has come to this far and the inquiry is now finished. I will just have to say I leave it in the hands of the judges and her co-panelists in the inquiry itself.
All right, Advocate, I suppose that's where I agreed that I would only ask you that, so I'm going to move to your legal representative to just talk more about the merits of the case. And of course, during the closing arguments here by Advocate Arendse, stating that most of the allegations against Advocate Jiba here are based on conspiracy theories without any factual basis. Is that something you feel strongly about?
I'm part of the team, so my personal feelings have got nothing to do with it. I do stand by the submissions that Advocate Arendse made on behalf of our client and on behalf of the team. We all made contributions in there, and I'm not going to take it beyond that other than to say it's now with the panel. Let's allow the panel to do what they have to do.
All right, it's now with the panel, but of course, you were part of this throughout as well. Are you optimistic that you've done well to represent your client? I know that, I'm putting you on the spot, she's right next to you, but are you confident that you've put enough strong case against these allegations that were made?
As a lawyer and as part of a team that was ably led by the silks that we had, we have no reason to doubt the work that we put into it. We are, of course, optimistic, but at the same time, we must not be seen to be preemptive of the outcome of this inquiry. We would not have given it half a shot. We gave it our best shot.
not being preemptive, but still remaining optimistic. Now, are you also going to receive the report from the inquiry directly, or does it just go to the president? If you can just clarify that for us.
In terms of protocol, that is a report that will go to the president through the Minister of Justice, and as and when the president is ready to share it with the world and certainly with our client, he will do so in a manner that he deems fit and appropriate. It's not for me to say how the report will come to our attention, but certainly my client is an affected party and she is entitled to a copy of that report as and when the president has received it and applied his mind on it.
All right, and just very lastly, we know that there's the Constitutional Court matter which involves, the advocate Jiba remaining in the role of advocates. We know that the Gauteng Bar Council is appealing that. Can you just talk to us about that?
Of course, you'll be pleased to note that all the papers in that particular Constitutional Court appeal have been filed. We complied with all the directives, including the heads of arguments that were directed to file, and we're good to go. The hearing is penciled in for the 14th, and the very same team is going to be hard at work in the next few days to make sure that we're in a state of readiness to mount yet another challenge. And yet again, we remain hopeful. We have to do the best that we do for our clients. That's what lawyers do. But what the final decision is a function of the judiciary.
The public